Hello, everyone. Welcome to the sixth episode of Learn with Gupshup. Thank you for taking out time and joining us. My name is Priya, and I am one of the product marketers at Gupshup. Today, we will be talking about some impactful conversational retail journeys and how your brand can leverage them to increase conversions, drive more revenue per customer, and to become the cool brand in your industry. We have with us Sanjoy Roy, who leads the retail vertical at Gupshup. He's a thought leader in the space of conversational retail and has worked for over 21 years in digital technologies. And the second speaker on the screen is, of course, me, and I will play the moderator for the session. Now, before we begin, I would like to cover a few housekeeping items. This webinar is being recorded. We will be able to share a link with you after the event is complete. We welcome you to revisit the content yourself and share it with your colleagues. We will present for first 30 minutes and post that we will have 15 minutes of question and answer session. We also invite your comments and questions. Please look at the Q&A box on your screen. If you think of a question for the speakers at any point, just type it in there and I will hold it for the Q&A portion at the end of the webinar. Briefing you a bit on the agenda of this session. We will take first few minutes to set the context for you, and we will tell you why conversational journeys are big in retail. And then Sanjoy will take us through the 5 conversational journeys that can take the customer experience to the next level in retail, e-commerce, and CPG industry. During the presentation, you can ask questions by dropping them in the Q&A box, and one of our experts will answer them for you. And of course, the last 15 minutes will be dedicated for Q&A. Now, before I start with my presentation, I have a small poll question for you all. Likita, can you please run the poll? Everyone, you must be seeing a poll window on your screen. Please select your response for this question. Considering the where technology stands today, which of these cool things are not possible through chatbots? Okay, let's have a look at the results. Likita, can you show the results? I think almost all of you, 75% voted for all of the above are possible. I think we have uh, uh, quite a educated audience here. That's correct. That's the right answer, which is all of the above. All of the scenarios are possible through AI-powered chatbots. As we all know, the retail industry is constantly evolving, and one of the latest trends we are seeing is the rise of conversational journeys. Likita, can you please move to the next slide? First, let's talk about what do we mean by conversational journeys. Essentially, these are the interactions between customers and businesses that take place through a conversational interface, such as a chatbot or voice assistant. These interactions can include things like answering questions, recommending products, and even completing transactions. Retail conversations are growing at a rate of 50% every year. This is a clear indication that conversational journeys are becoming an increasingly important aspect of the retail industry. One of the key reasons for this growth is the fact that consumers are becoming more willing to use chatbots and other forms of conversational interfaces to receive shopping recommendations. In fact, a recent study by Oracle found that 83% of consumers are open to using chatbots for this purpose. This trend is only going to continue in coming years. As per a study by Juniper Research, by end of this year, conversational interactions in e-commerce will reach 2 billion annually. This figure was 400 million back in 2019 and is growing by 50% every year. This demonstrates the potential for conversational journeys to become a mainstream part of retail experience. Another important point to consider is the cost saving that retailers can realize by implementing shopping assistants. A study by Business Insider Intelligence estimates that this year alone, our retailers will save almost $11 billion by using conversational interfaces. This is a significant amount of money that can be reinvested in other areas of business, such as product development and marketing. So why is the retail industry experiencing such a conversational revolution? The answer lies in the accessibility of messaging apps. As we can see on the screen, global population is around 8 billion, and out of these, 5.48 billion are unique mobile users. These are the individuals who have access to SMS and voice services. Similarly, when we look at specific messaging apps, the numbers are equally significant. Take WhatsApp, for example. With 2 billion users, it is accessible to 25% of the global population. Instagram, with 1.38 billion users, it is accessible to 17% of global population. WeChat has 16%, Messenger has 12%, and Telegram has 9% of global population. WhatsApp is extremely popular in emerging markets such as India, Brazil, and Indonesia. In India, it is estimated that there are over 500 million monthly active WhatsApp users. In Brazil, the number is around 120 million, and in Indonesia, it is around 100 million. In these countries, WhatsApp is often used as a primary mean of communication, both for personal and business purposes. Additionally, WhatsApp has been found to be a major source of news and information for people in emerging markets who may not have access to traditional forms of media. These numbers demonstrate that uh, WhatsApp is on the rise, and so are other messaging apps, and they have a potential to help the retail industry in a massive way. With such a large percentage of global population accessible through these channels, it's no wonder that more and more retailers are turning to conversational journeys to reach their customers. The growth of messaging apps is a big reason for the growth of conversational retail. Conversational journeys can be used to streamline every stage of buying process, from pre-purchase to post-purchase. Let's start with pre-purchase journeys. Conversational interfaces can be used to promote products, make recommendations, generate leads, and even allow customers to browse catalogs and discover new products. For example, a chatbot on a retailer's website can ask customers questions about what they are looking for and then make recommendations based on their answers. This can save customers time and help them find products they may not have discovered otherwise. Additionally, chatbots can also be used to answer common queries and provide quick answer to FAQs. Next, let's talk about purchase journeys. Conversational interfaces can be used to upsell and cross-sell products, complete checkouts, process payments, and even add items to cart. For example, a chatbot can suggest additional products to customers based on what they are already looking at and can even help them complete the checkout process and make a purchase. Additionally, chatbot can also be used to provide special offers and discounts to customers during their purchase journey. Finally, let's talk about the post-purchase journeys. Conversational interfaces can be used to track orders, handle returns, process refunds, reorder products, and even gather feedback from customers. For example, a chatbot can provide customers with real-time updates on their order status, can assist them with returns or refund if necessary. Additionally, chatbot can also be used to gather feedback on customers' experience and provide them with information about loyalty benefits and rewards. Now that we have some context around conversational retail journeys, let's explore 5 interesting conversational journeys which can take the retail experience to a whole new level. We have another poll question for you all. Likita, can you please run the poll? Everyone, you must be seeing a poll window on your screen. Please select the option for out of 100 customers who added items to cart, how many of them drop out before completing the checkout? Likita, you can display the results once the responses are submitted. The right answer to this poll question lies in the next slide. And for the next part of the presentation, I would like to invite Sanjoy to take it ahead. Over to you, Sanjoy.
Hey, thank you, Priya. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to people from whichever part of the globe you guys have dialed in. Thank you so much. I think, yeah, we can move to the next slide. But before that, Priya, I wanted to ask a question. You're taking polls, that's great, but what is the price of getting it right? Is there any price?
Unfortunately, there is no prize.
Okay, all right. No, I think, it was just to wake up the audience also that, guys, while there is no tangible prize, I think the conversation is at the end of the day the prize for us all, because, we are here to learn from each other. Now, getting into the next section that we are talked about, the 5 inspiring AI chatbots. I think, one thing is, we at Gupshup, we have been working in conversational messaging for a long period now, and I think would have built thousands of different flavors of chatbots over the last few years. When it comes to selecting the 5 that we are going to talk about, it's basically about what lies common across these 5 that you will see. I think one, there is, for every of these 5, there is a very clear cut problem statement, very clear cut business problem that got identified along with the customer, and then the chatbot came in as the solution to solve that problem. That's one. Second is the journeys that is there inside these chatbots are kind of customized in a way. So we start with certain templates as journeys, but then for each and every customer, we sit with the customer and we were able to customize it, tweak the journey which meets their business. And last, very important, is all of these chatbots, the results were measurable ROI, right? So the ability to measure the ROI at the end was part of the design during the initial definition itself. So I think, those are probably 3 key things that, I would like the audience to keep in mind before they get started, or maybe get inspired with the journeys or chatbots that you see from here. First and foremost, it's about abandoned carts, right? Which I think Priya spoke about, and the answer to the question is, close to 70% is the right answer. So, this is a crying issue with every e-commerce P&L owner, right? And even a 1%, why 1%? Even a 0.5% improvement, on the abandoned cart rates can basically contribute a huge amount on both the top line and your bottom line, right? Now, that's where chatbots come in, right? As one of the potential solutions. It's not the only solution, but the chatbot in combination with ideal MarTech system, where the trigger can come from your MarTech system to identify who are the customers to whom the brand or business should make a nudge, number one. Number two, identify what is the right time to nudge this customer. So if someone has put a abandoned cart right last week, is reaching out to him or her today make sense? Or based on the time of the day, through some analytics, you can decide that maybe evening between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock is the right time. Right? And then selecting the channel, what is the right channel to deliver that nudge? Should I deliver the nudge over, let's say, email, or should I deliver it over WhatsApp or some other messaging channel? I think those 3 becomes key important aspect. But once you have these 3, typically inputs from your MarTech application, chatbots come to the rescue, because then at least in our experience, WhatsApp is a great channel, at least in India, to drive that notification out to the customer in a timely manner. But not just that, have a journey built out on your WhatsApp channel, where if someone kind of wants to go back and complete the transaction, you don't have him or her go to the website, register and all of that. Have you make it easy for him or her to go through the entire buy journey on WhatsApp, and then check out if possible, right? Now, phenomenal results, some of our customers have seen. So, you can very easily expect a double-digit sort of cart recovery rate if you do it right, the way I explained, right? It is important that you think it through, especially on the channel, the time, and who to reach out to. But if done right, using the right channel and the capability, as you are talking about, maybe a double-digit upwards recovery rate. The second, very important thing again, which we have seen customers actually make use of in this case is don't let go of the customer by just completing that initial transaction, right? If he has completed a transaction, that's also a good time for you to nudge him towards an upsell or a cross sell, right? And if done rightly, again, you can increase your overall average order value, right, by at least 20 to 30%, right? But still, chatbot becomes your delivery mechanism to convert a lot of these dormant customers into active buyers. Yeah. Maybe we can go to the next one. Likita, if you can go to the next one. Yeah. So the next one we picked up was, I think, from the fashion industry. So the customer in question is premium women bodywear brand, and essentially this is about fashion, right? So one of the things we found out that in fashion, one of the key friction points for people to buy online, right, is about the size, right? So knowing what is the right size, right, and making sure that you are buying the right fit for you is important. Now, what typically people do is, firstly, every fashion brand, there is a size chart, but most of the times, you would say 90% of consumers struggle to decipher the size chart in the first place, right? Even if someone is able to, it's still, most of the many a times it goes wrong, and therefore fashion brands are, face this problem of very high returns, right? Which is a big cost item in their P&L, right? Now, what this bot is actually about is, if you see Find My Size, the way it's playing on the screen, it's a very simple journey. Now, the journey can be like the way it is shown, that just ask for the body metrics of this customer, right, in the form that you see. But then, on the UI front, you can make it a lot more, user friendly as well, right? So asking questions instead of giving a form, etc. But then, based on the inputs that the customer is giving, the chatbot can then go ahead and suggest whether whether it's a small or a medium or an XL, right? So that's one part, and it solves the customer problem of deciphering or trying to decipher the size chart on his or her own, right? And at least there is some sort of a reassurance from the brand side that you are making the right size choice, right? That's one. The second important thing again is the your returns will go down, because 30% of the overall returns would be largely because of a wrong size, right? And there is a very high chance that that 30% can be brought down to a much lower level if you are able to assist the customer choose the right size, right? The third big benefit of a size finder bot, right? It sounds so simple, but the other benefit also is, because people are giving their body metrics and because people are taking the size profile, you can save their size profile if need be, on an anonymized way. You don't need to know the exact person's name from a data privacy standpoint, but even on an anonymized way, if you can save, then map it on your analytics to say that how many products in a certain category, right, went out of stock for a specific size. So if I am selling, let's say, jackets, and my analytics might reveal that many of my, maybe 60% of my out of stock in jacket is coming from medium size, that becomes a great input for your merchandise team tomorrow, right, to make sure that the inventory and the ordering system, right, factors this in. So you would have multiple repercussions of outcomes, coming out of just one size finder bot per se, but clearly in the fashion industry, this is one of the big pain points, and a very simple journey like the way you see on the screen can go a long way in terms of delivering value. If we go to the next one, maybe Litika, if you can. So this is, maybe changing a little, a little direction. So this is about, WhatsApp and the capability of WhatsApp to put up your product catalog, right, in WhatsApp, so that people can not only come in, inquire about products, they get to browse your product catalog, right, pick the right products, the size, quantity, and all of that, and finally check out, right? So, this is from one of our, clients based in Australia, but I think we have thousands of such instances, even in India, right, where it's so easy for brands to put up their entire product catalog out there in WhatsApp. So think of it as your new digital store, right? So far you have maybe WhatsApp and your mobile app as the two digital stores from where people can buy your products or transact online. But now there is this third cool store, which is on WhatsApp, accessed by 2 billion shoppers, overall as a platform. And then people can just come in, browse through the products and buy right from there itself, allowing you to do a lot more, right, in terms of not just engagement, but also driving up your conversions. The important angle out here is, where does it make sense? It makes sense where, you are very clear that you do not want to take the customer away from the channel, right? Because if someone is on WhatsApp through a promotional campaign that you have sent, for example, right? The person is on WhatsApp, he or she wants to know more about a specific offer campaign. Why divert the customer back to your website or a mobile app and then lose the trail? Why not, offer all the products right then and there itself and enable him or her to buy in the same channel, all in the same flow, right? So I think this is going to be one of the big game changers in the retail e-commerce industry, because currently what is available is sort of a miniature version of, uploading your product catalog. So there are some limitations on the number of products you can show on WhatsApp, etc. But in maybe a couple of months from now, what Meta and WhatsApp is bringing for all of you is the full-blown catalog, right? It can have maybe 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 SKUs, doesn't matter, with search capability of searching your products, right, on WhatsApp, buying on WhatsApp, and then checking out all from WhatsApp. So very exciting space to watch out for, I am sure, going forward. Maybe how are we doing on time, Priya? Are we doing well, or do you want me to?
Yeah,
we are doing good on time. Okay, all right. Yeah. The next one that you see that we picked up is again from footwear brand. Now, and why it is interesting is one that there is a whole lot which is happening on the conversational messaging side, right? So conversational messaging is not just equal to WhatsApp, right? Of course, WhatsApp has its own play, and they are a very, very dominant player in this industry. So no doubts about that. So in terms of prioritization, of course, WhatsApp comes as probably the number one in everyone's mind. But then there is a whole lot of dynamics, investments, new developments, new capabilities coming from other conversational channels, right? Like Instagram and Google. So in this case, what you see is, for Bata, which is again one of the leading footwear companies, right, in India and abroad. So they are present in probably 60 countries outside India as well. But this is about, can I engage my users in other channels like, website, like Google Business Messenger. So the one you see on the screen is GBM or Google Business Messenger, mobile app, Instagram, and the likes, right? GBM is also catching up, and GBM, the big power of GBM is you can now make the Google search page, interactive and conversational, right? So if someone comes and searches on Google about a specific business, yes, your landing page pops up, right? But then there is also a way for customers now through GBM to actually directly start messaging with you. And imagine on the other side of GBM there is a chatbot, right, which is context aware, which understands the search from where you came. Based on the intent, it can then reply to your queries. So if your intent is about buying a product, right, the journey can take you through the product catalog, like you see in the screen. So you can shop products, you can browse through the different products that are available, right? But if your intent is, let's say, a mere store locator, right, in the same listing itself, it can take your pin code, it can actually guide you to the nearest Bata store, and if need be, connect you over live chat with someone in the store. So you have not left the initial Google page that you went and searched for the business. You are now actually talking to the nearest store associate, right? And all through the intelligent chatbot that is currently out there. The next important thing that I would also like you guys to cover is this click to chat ads, right? So click to WhatsApp or click to Google Business Messenger, or click to Instagram. What it means again is if you are placing as a business digital ads on Facebook or on Instagram or on Google, right, against those ads, right? Today, the normal behavior is I will redirect these people onto my website. But once they get redirected, you kind of lose the trail, right? You don't know who this person is because, I am anonymous. Number two is you don't know what this customer did once I was on your website or on mobile app. And because you don't know these two, you will not be able to retarget me in a personalized manner going forward. Right? Yes, you would be able to send me some cold emails, but these are not, personalized offers that you will be able to send because you don't know who I am. Instead, what these companies like Google, for example, or WhatsApp, for example, is doing is they have launched this click to WhatsApp feature, right? What it does, you put the same ad that you are putting up today, bearing the same cost, so that you spend the same money. But instead of diverting to the customer or to your brand's website, divert him into WhatsApp channel onto your WhatsApp's chatbot, right? So imagine, Bata, this chatbot is running or is on WhatsApp, and the ad of the shoe, which I kind of liked, right, takes me onto the Bata WhatsApp channel, and there the chatbot, one engages me, right, gives me any answers to queries about the products, let's say, if need be, connect me to the store associate like I talked about, right, or even offer me to show some of the ongoing deals if I would like to have, right, and then I go through the funnel. So very high chance that I'm able to convert this customer into a paying customer then and there on WhatsApp. If not, I am still leaving the details with you because it's WhatsApp. I know the phone number of the customer. This is an automatic opt-in in a way, right? And then tomorrow, as a marketing team, you guys can reach out to me as a customer through some personalized campaigns and retarget me, nurture me through the life cycle of the engagement, right? So in summary, I think that is what this entire case study tries to talk about. Again, I go back to the initial point I said, that your chatbot is just a tool, but make sure you know what is the problem that it is trying to solve for you. Think through the journey, right, very critically, so that it works for your business. And third, make sure that every click that you see on the chatbot is measured. So yeah, I think I've lost count of how many is I think that was the fourth one, right, Priya? This is the fifth one
this
or
is
the
the last one.
Yeah. So this again is an example of something which is very exciting, right? I mean, every one of you who have taken the time out to join this webinar, I'm sure has heard of GPT-3, have heard of Chat GPT, I'm the kind of crazily positive impact that everyone is talking about in town, right? Now, I just wanted to take some time and demystify this for you from the context of retail per se, and essentially what ChatGPT is all about is, these are very large language models that has been trained by OpenAI on humongous swaths of data, right? That is currently there all over in the internet, right? And therefore, these language models have the capability to do a phenomenal job of understanding who is conversing, what's the question, what's the intent. Based on that understanding, create or generate very, very accurate, relatable responses, and then have a conversation that can go on for quite a significant amount of time, right? So it is indeed one of the I would say in this space, one of those path breaking, game changing moments in a way. Yes, there are a lot of questions around the accuracy of ChatGPT, the models, where we should use it, where we should not use it, etc. But I think over time we will be able to even cross those hurdles. But already we have a great starting point, right, which can already address or bring about a lot of positive impact to businesses that you guys are running. Uh, what it means to make it real for you, if you have, let's say, a retail business, right? You have already got so much of content about your business out there, right? Be it on your websites, be it on different content, blog posts, all over the internet, right? Now, what ChatGPT does is, if you're thinking of, building, let's say, a FAQ bot, right? I want to solve the problem of answering FAQs for my customer. ChatGPT can solve it for you in pretty much, I would say minimal time frame, right? It can be as easy as within an instant it will get trained, and it can start answering FAQs about your business as long as it's available publicly out there. Now, without ChatGPT, available, it would typically be quite an arduous task, right? Of collecting your FAQs, preparing the data in a certain form, and don't forget multiple languages, right? Where you have to then sit and translate these FAQs, create answers, questions, and all of that. But with ChatGPT, it is available in some form. It already gives you the ability to have an automated FAQ bot within a matter of minutes, right? And probably address maybe a large part of your FAQs from customers then and there, right? The second bit that, and again, what we at Gupshup did, being at the, our vision is to continue at being at the at the forefront of innovation, right? Where we learn from what is happening with regard to these technology developments, and then build solutions that can be used by businesses in real life, not just hypothetical good to have use cases. We launched this product called Gupshup Autobot Builder, which is powered by OpenAI's ChatGPT. And in the current form, what it does is, it can very easily, within a few, maybe a couple of days or so, build out a very comprehensive FAQ bot answering general questions about your businesses, right? And you can just have it right there across any of the digital touch points you have, right? The next level that we are working on is not just answering general questions. What about very nuanced questions, which is to do about your product? So let me give you an example. Let's say you are in fashion business, and you have, let's say, a best-selling category called jackets. Now, I as a customer might want to know what is the material of a specific jacket, right? Is it made of silk? Is it made of cotton? Or whatnot. Now, this information is hidden in your product catalog, but product catalog is not publicly available, right? Yes, it is there on your website, but it's not publicly available that ChatGPT can learn on its own. So in that case, we will take the base version of ChatGPT models, right, which can already answer, by the way, a lot of your generic business related questions. train it on your product catalog, right? So that it's now able to go and understand the specific jacket, what it is made of, and then form answers if someone asks what's the material. And therefore, you will have a very quickly, a digital assistant sort of, offering. If what takes maybe 6 months for you to build kind of comes down to less than, a few weeks, maybe at best. And then it keeps learning on top of it. So very exciting space. I think there will be a lot more announcements from Gupshup as we mature this product more and more. It's early days, but still worthwhile to be in the top 5. That we all need to get inspired from. So I think, yeah, that's pretty much, I think, the 5, right?
Yeah.
Priya?
Yeah. And on next
Okay.
slide, we also want to talk about the entry points. How do
Correct.
you enter the journeys? Over to you, Sanjay.
Yeah, so I think, so this is in the context of, I think, WhatsApp as a channel, right? But it could be also, it could be also extrapolated and applied to other channels as well. Now, very clearly, if I talk about WhatsApp as a channel, it's a very high engagement channel, right? So what we keep telling our customers is that the fact that there are 500 million WhatsApp users in India doesn't mean that you should misuse the platform, right? Because you don't want WhatsApp to become a spam, another spam inbox of our personal email, right, which we are used to. And again, there are certain guardrails that WhatsApp as a company has implemented to make sure that you are using it in the right way. But for us, it's about, as long as, I mean, how do you bring in more and more customers who are opting in to hear from you as a business on WhatsApp, right? And there will be multiple ways of doing it. Now, what you see on screen are, some of the entry points that you can look at as a business. Some of it will work in certain business, other entry points will work maybe in other businesses, but it's certainly something to be aware of and try. So one, on the organic entry point, make sure that you are driving awareness campaigns on your social media and letting people know that you now have a WhatsApp channel where people can reach out and ask questions, inquire about offers, deals, etc. And maybe things like some of the hacks that we have seen customers work is not just social media, put it out there on your website or an app. Maybe missed calls over IVR works in many businesses case, and also over SMS. If you are sending bulk SMSs, I'm sure CTRs, you would agree that it's quite low as compared to what you can expect on WhatsApp. So use SMS channel to drive that awareness and drive your traffic onto WhatsApp, because only then your CTR and your other metrics will start going up, right? So these are on the organic entry side. Paid entry points, again, could be multiple. I spoke about click to chat ads already, right? Where the same ad and the same spending, you are actually building a very high quality database on WhatsApp, which you can nurture going forward. Search engine ads I spoke of, right? And on the offline entry points, things like QR code, right? On your product packaging, in store, on the invoice itself, just to make sure that people are opting in, because without that, you can't really start talking to them. But once you have people opt in, then possibilities are endless in terms of how to drive engagement through conversations, right? So yeah, I think we can go to the next slide, which I think is the last slide before we open up for questions. This is basically just to leave you guys with about Gupshup. Now, I know most of you are from probably in India, but a few of you have also joined from outside India as well. So in summary, we are one of the leading conversational engagement platforms, right? And a significant part of our revenues come from India, so where we have more than 75% market share. We service more than 45,000 customers, and very proud about the fact that so many businesses trusted us or trusts us, to be their single most exclusive conversational partner. And the scale at which we operate, not just across 45 countries where we are present in, but just the sheer volume of conversational messages, so 9 billion upwards messages per month going through the Gupshup platform for some of the best and biggest industries and companies in the world. I think that clearly tells you a lot about Gupshup and something that we have been very proud to achieve over the last few years. So would be very happy to probably have some offline conversations with some of you if you feel this is of interest, and then we can take it forward. Yeah, clear.
Yep. So Sanjoy, we have received some questions during our presentation, and I'll
Sure.
read out the questions for you. So first question is about quality-based messaging. So we, as a company, have been talking about QBM feature from WhatsApp, and the audience wants to know how QBM can be leveraged by retailers and e-commerce brands, especially during the festive seasons.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. So, I mean, the good part is QBM is something that can be leveraged all through the year, right? But especially on festive seasons, it is that much more effective because already you have a whole lot of customers expecting you to reach out to them, right? So I think the cornerstone of QBM success, as like WhatsApp also mandates through their guardrails, it's called ETR, right? E is for expected. So make sure that you are sending whatever campaign message you are sending to customers who are expecting to hear from you, right? The T of ETR it becomes timely, right? So make sure that these messages is not just being sent to people who expect, but are going to them in the right time. So there's no point in sending a Diwali coupon now, right?
Yeah.
But I was, for example, in Middle East, last week, and Ramadan is upcoming, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very big thing for in the Middle East. We all know it, and this is the time to gear up for sending those personalized offers, coupons for Ramadan, right? Using WhatsApp as a channel, right? Similarly, in India's case, it's their Diwali season, the end of year, and all of that. But timely is becomes important, and third is about being relevant. So if don't send customers offers which are probably not relevant for me, right? So I have, let's say, I have an 8-year-old daughter. Now, if I get messages from from brands to sell me maybe dress or anything which is for teenagers or grown ups, it doesn't work, right? So the ETR is an important element of QBM, right? I think at Gupshup, we have done enough and more with some of the best and biggest brands to know what are the best practices of actually implementing it, right, at a template. So devising a template level, certain checks and balances, right, and a whole lot of ideas to go with the QBM. It's not about just sending the message out. It's also about having journeys, chatbots, right, to engage customers who are interested in the message. So all of that put together, I think festive season is the best season to surely leverage QBM.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of our listeners is asking which is the top channels for deploying bots in retail. We spoke about GBM, WhatsApp, and many other channels, but they want to know what is the top channel or some of the top channels where to implement bots.
Yeah, so again, this is geo-specific. Now I'm assuming, if it is India, and this answer is from an India context standpoint, no surprise guessing which is the top channel for retail, right? It is WhatsApp, right? And I think it will continue to be WhatsApp for quite some time, right? And the reason I say it's WhatsApp is just by the sheer adoption of WhatsApp as a messaging channel, right? So if I give you an example, right, and maybe it's applicable in your case as well, my parents, right, they are probably, I mean, they don't go to websites or mobile apps to order anything, but they have WhatsApp, right? My dad is checking WhatsApp maybe 40 times a day, right, in terms of doing the communication. So clearly, because of the adoption in India, the channel to engage conversationally, I would certainly say it's WhatsApp, right? But then the others are picking up as well. Like we spoke about GBM, right, in a big way, right? And GBM is definitely something that you can't ignore, but I would probably still not say it's there as in WhatsApp. And the other channel would be Instagram. So I think in that order of priority, from a India context standpoint. For outside India, I think it will vary, because if I take example of Vietnam, Zalo is their biggest channel out there, right? WhatsApp might not be as famous out there. So, but India, clearly it's WhatsApp, Google, and Insta.
Yeah. So initially, Sanjay, you had spoke about the revenue impact and ROI and all the journeys we built are based on what ROI they achieve. So one questions was around that. What is the revenue impact of chatbot in retail industry? Yeah.
Yeah. So, it would be driven by what does a conversion mean in the first place, right? Now, and it goes back to my point about being very clear of the problem that the chatbot is solving, right? Now, I'll give you different flavors of it. Let's take the example of a customer service chatbot, right? The problem that you want to solve is, I want to reduce the number of agents, right? Who is currently working, or if not reduce, make sure that I want to improve the productivity of these agents. So, same agents, if they are able to take 100 calls, I want to make sure same agents is now able to take 200 calls, right? And that's where a customer service chatbot fits in. And some of the I mean, real life numbers from some of our customers is like up to 30% of customer service operational cost that can be optimized through a simple chatbot that is crafted out there. And the secret sauce behind that again is 50% of incoming calls to your call center is for maybe either where is my order question, or it's about returns and refunds. And that takes 50% of your incoming call volume of a call center, right? Perfect use case to implement a chatbot. Once it's automated, you are talking about that kind of savings out there. The other flavor would be in terms of driving up conversions, right? So we have seen cases where out of every 100 conversations that customers have, between 9 to 13 of these conversations result in an online order within an attributable window of maybe 15 days, right? So you have metrics around both on the conversion side as well as on the cost saving side. But it's important again to make sure that what is the problem and build your ROI against that problem. Then it's easy to demonstrate ROI.
Got it. One of our attendees is asking, are we able to train the chatbot on any channel using Chat GPT API or GPT automatically through platform or manually by feeding it to our company data to generate the FAQ?
Wait, let me just read it once more. Not sure I understand the question completely. Are we able to train the chatbot on any channel using ChatGPT API or GPT automatically through your platform manually by feeding it out our company data to generate FAQs? Yes, so the answer is both, because if it is about the about your, so it has to be on our platform, right? But then the effort it takes to train ChatGPT model on the generic questions of your business is far lesser. A few days it's done. But the moment you want to train ChatGPT models, right, on specific data like the product, or something which is very specific to your business, that kind of will take a little time. But the channel is agnostic, by the way, right? So once we build the chatbot can then be taking conversations across any channels. It doesn't really matter.
Got it. And in the answer of previous question, you were speaking about the support automation, and there was one question around that. How much automation can we expect with conversational AI and chatbots?
Okay, so it will be driven by the use case within support, because within support is a broad term, right? Within support, there are multiple use cases that you can think of. So if I take example of, let's say, where is my order as a use case, and 50%, mind you, of your overall incoming calls is for that one question, right? I would possibly say that, maybe 80 to 90, but maybe 100% of this question can be automated, as long as, because it's a simple API integration with your order management system, right? You don't have to have a person picking up the phone, asking the question, okay, tell me about your order, your email address or phone number, anything that can identify you, and then querying the database and say it's on its way or it will reach in 2 4 hours, right? It's a simple API call, one integration, you are done, right? Returns and refunds would be at least the initial bit of collecting information about the return. So, things like, why are you returning, right? Maybe things like uploading some pictures if you're returning for a damaged product, right? Maybe uploading some pictures about why. It's all of that, partially 50% of the process can be automated, and then you can bring in a human agent to take care of the rest of the refund process, right? So I would say that it's a mix, and while 100% use cases also exist, clearly 50%, 60% of any customer service mundane use case can be automated through chatbot, for sure.
Got it. Due to time constraint, we can just take another one question.
Yeah.
The final question: how can businesses ensure security and privacy of customer data in conversational journeys? And adding on to this question, I'll add one more point. How can, since payment is also involved in the journeys, so how do we ensure the security of payment, and how is that handled?
Yeah, see, on the conversational side, right? I think conversational systems are not payment gateways, so we should not mistake these two, right? Payment gateways exist, right? Conversational systems or solutions just is one more added layer. So essentially, the way your second question first on and security on payments, it's about integrating with the right payment systems, right?
Mhm.
So a UPI for in India, for example, UPI, right? So in Gupshup, what we have is a very unique offering called one-click bill pay, but it is basically a layer on top of UPI, right? Giving the experience to the customer as if it's a seamless buying journey. But at nowhere is Gupshup as a platform provider collecting the details. We are still calling UPI, and through UPI, the customer is transacting, right? So the payment side, and again, like that, it can be integrated with other leading payment gateways, etc., where the experience can be made seamless, but doesn't mean conversational solution is collecting the data. That's one. On your first question about data privacy and security, I think it's a trade-off, right? Because at the end of the day, for you to deliver meaningful, personalized offers, campaigns, etc., right? You still need to know and understand the customer. But does it mean that I need to know every bit of the personal details of the customer? Probably no, right? I might need to know your name so that at least I can send you a message saying, hi, Priya, right? But the rest of it can still be anonymized, right? So device it that way, because like I said, the business has to be very clear what I want to collect and why, right? And once you know what you have collected, especially on the PII side, there are enough and more technical ways of keeping this data secure, encrypted, vault services, all of that can be built in, right? But the tech part comes later. First is to know how much PII you want to collect, why you want to collect, but then have technical systems like in Gupshup, we encrypt any and every personal detail like email address, phone number, right? With the master key being available with customers. So we can work our way through that.
Cool. Thank you, Sanjoy. And on this note, we will conclude the session. Thanks everyone for joining. While dropping out, please fill a small feedback form that you will see on the Zoom screen. Thanks everyone.
Pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we'll see some of the guys soon.